I don't even know. Hey, oh, we can turn this back on. Hey, can you give me a sound check, Logan? Because, okay. Guys, here's the deal. On the real, I know I said I was only going to go live, but I have had the most incredible day that I had to come on and stream for a hot second. And I'm probably just going to leave it up on Twitch just because I have had the most incredible day and we're waiting for our chicken to cool. But anyways, so we have big things happening. I have big news. First of all, let's start with the big news, okay? Big news is that I have fucking acquired funding for Siren Stories Public. So, as most of you know, if wherever I'm posting this, because this is kind of going to be like an announcement stream, I made Andromeda Siren a sole proprietor and business a couple months ago. I think it wasn't it IG? We didn't, because both IG 326 and Andromeda Siren are now sole proprietors. They have their own businesses. Well, turns out that I'm a very smart girl. So we have now acquired a new way to fund our video production and my book publishing and like everything, because God is so good. And when I'm sorry, I'm gonna go off. I'm sorry, not sorry. But when you here's what I did. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat, because I am real and authentic. And here's what happened. I prayed for forgiveness and I prayed for resources, and I feel like I've been granted both. Like, they just fallen into my lap. Like, I'm more solid than I have been maybe ever in my life. It's fucking amazing. Amazing. Mel Robbins, guys. Hashtag Mel Robbins. Everybody go find her. You want to get yourself, man, you want to get yourself out of the rut? Go look up the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and you will be free of no matter what form of society or mental struggles. Because look, depression can come from chemical imbalances, but sometimes they're also a environmental factor, okay? But it doesn't matter. This theory and this whole premise will change your life if I talk about it like it's like going to be a cult, but it's very simple. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Let them hate you, let them judge you, let them talk about you, let them lie, let them. But then let me choose to be in control and how I'm going to react. Let me choose how I'm going to control my life. And because that's all I'm in control of. I'm not in control of anybody else's behaviors. It is the most empowering shit on the face of the planet. And I could snort that shit like G Fuel. I'm just saying. And so it is like, honestly, I would say it changed my life. But what I'm going to be real about right now is that she reminded me who I was before I got broken. That's what it is. That's why. And she's just amazing. And my new idol, and I love her. But anyways, no, I just, nothing is touching me. I feel unstoppable right now. I feel like I have finally found myself and you know what's funny? Let them. Because I'm going to rebuild a real true sense of happiness that people don't really get to ever experience. You can go ahead. Everybody wants to put their best faces on Facebook, right? Like you want to put up things, you want to look like you're having a good time. And a lot of people do that in order to because they have something to prove, right? Like they have this thing that they have to, make sure that all of the rest of the world knows about. But it's insignificant when it's not real, and it doesn't matter because it's just a show. And I like true stories. So that's what I'm going to tell. But we have finally gotten something so big has happened that I feel so blessed. That's all I can say. So that's huge news. Can we move along to the fact that I got to go to O'Reilly today?
O'Reilly.
Hey, Logan, can you do me a quick favor? Thank you. So anyways, yeah, and I love it there. I absolutely love it there. I've decided to embrace the ways that if I like something about myself, I'm going to embrace that shit. You know, I'm not going to feel like, sad or bad or whatever about it. And walking into an auto parts store that is ran by only men is a fun experience for me. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to leave that out there. Like, I just have to say it. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
Like, I walk in there and the whole, like, oh, so what are you doing? And then I'm like, well, I'm going to have to learn this and that and whatever. And, you know, whatever, because I just don't fit that mechanic girl facade or whatever not facade, but persona. That's what I'm stereotype. That's what it really is. It's a stereotype. I don't, me getting dirty under trucks is not usually how people would.
Your ding?
What?
Your thing? My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. But anyways, yeah, no, not, and does it really, you wouldn't think it mesh, but I am always down to get dirty. So I am going to learn this Jeep shit. And chat, I'm so excited because we have to plan. We have to right now, because of the way that the funding is going to work. It's not going to just benefit Siren Stories. It's going to benefit Gulf Coast Healing's Productions. Okay. Which is technically produced by Siren Studios and owned by Andromeda Siren, who would be moi. Okay. So the way that this is all going to filter out is that it's ingenious marketing, really, and epic business planning that has brought the fruition of being able to share our life. But you know what you need to go live life sometimes if you want to share it with everybody? Money. So we're talking,
Yeah.
so we need 6, so we have to choose so that we can prove funding. The 6 videos, but it's already like, this is happening, chat. This is happening. We just need to make sure that our budget's in line, but we're going to go way over it. So I'm not worried about it. But anyhow, no. So kiteboarding is definitely on the list. I cannot wait to go and interview and choose who's going to be my instructor for that. We'll be kiteboarding. That one's getting on there because that is just something I want to do. I'm guessing, I mean, piddly stuff that'll fall in here, the red line, going over the beach in a helicopter. We will be going mini golfing. I know, right? Margarita Pass. Yep. We're going to be doing, and that was supposed to be for my birthday anyway. But now the Margarita Pass. So down here, they have a Margarita Pass. You sign up for free. You go and you earn, like, it's like earning points. So we're going to be doing that. But we're going to be sharing it because here's what everything I've done. The podcast is going weekly because I will be filming and recording my real life in between. And we are going to be living some cool ass shit, chat. It's going to be fucking epic. Like, bro, I am so excited for everything that is coming at us right now. It is so great. And it's because I finally started moving the right way. Sometimes you just got to drop dead weight. I'm sorry. But anyways. Like, this is amazing. So I know for sure though, because of the big ticket plans, right? Here's what I need on it. We will be making another trip to South Padre. Okay. And number 2 is kiteboarding. Outside of that, there's probably, I would like to weasel in for surf lessons because we can do this. If we have to wait until, unfortunately, we will have to wait. So it's looking like I'm going to make LP wait for surf lessons because once he's 16, then we don't have to worry about anything with him anymore, right? Isn't that right? Because I know you can be 13 to be on YouTube and stuff, but once he's 16, he can, like, we can put him in the GoPro body cam while he's learning how to surf, right? Isn't that how it works?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do we have to wait or not? Because actually, that's a smaller expense. So he might make surf camp this year because we're going to record our family. We're Andromeda Siren Andros Bar, which is all about Gulf Coast healing, is going to explore the Gulf Coast and show you all the living we're doing after everything we've been through and how we're healing. That is going to be the premise of the center of it. Now, Siren Stories will get funding from this. However, the main premise will be Gulf Coast Healing Podcast. It doesn't matter because Andromeda Siren is the entity that matters, and I'm the owner of it all because I'm a... Except for IG326, I signed that over and he's trademarked. So, anyways. But, so, I don't know. We're going to have to do some research and see what else we're going to do. We have to come up right now. If you guys want to help us, now is your chance. You got about, I don't know, 48 hours to make suggestions on what you would want to see for living the life in the Gulf Coast area, all right? Because we have to come up with 6 well thought and planned and, you know, not just thrown together like you throw a camera up and you record some shit because that's for amateurs. But like,
Yeah.
but like we are doing production planning.
We're making productions here.
Yeah. Right. So we need, so far I can tell everybody loves Gunner. So Gunner is going to be a big part of it. We're going to fix up Daisy because I'm going to be a mechanic. People like that too. They like real life. Everybody wants to see us live in real life. We're going to show you live in real life. I'm going to be super smart about this because I'm super smart anyways. And it's going to be great. I am looking, chat, listen, I am looking for anybody that has the highest recommended, like, I don't know how they do it, but Jeeps of different years typically come with templates. I need an artistic design template because we're going to be overhauling Daisy because I'm going to do it, but I want to design the decals, if you will, because they're not all like that simplistic. But I need to know where to get them printed. I want recommendations because down here, the saltwater and sun is real. And we need to it's going to be the Siren Squad mobile, basically. Now, she's always Daisy, guys. She's always Daisy. She's going to be decorated like she's Daisy because she's my girl. She gets her own show. Everybody loves it. So here's what we've been doing. We've been throwing, because I needed to do the podcast in order to get my emotional wellness on track. We were throwing things at this new channel to see how they would stick. And it turns out that everybody just loves the beach, Gunner, and Daisy. And that's okay. I'll share the limelight. It's okay. I'm still going to talk about my problems because I'm me. But it's okay. You want me to... Wait. So Chad is telling me they want me to spend more time at the beach, more time with Daisy, and more time with Gunner. Guys, those are my favorite things too. Oh my God. Me too. I like them better than anything too. It's okay. You don't have to like me because I like them as much as you do. So we're going to make content with them and it's going to be a business. So you can support the Siren Squad. We're going to come out with a t-shirt and here's what's going to happen. We're going to be revamping the memberships. And if you buy a membership, you're going to get a limited edition, personally signed Siren Squad t-shirt. But there'll only be like 10 because I got life to live and I don't have time for all that bullshit and I won't stress myself out anymore. But when it goes all live and everything drops, like there is going to be a select 10 raffle of members that get this Siren Squad signed t-shirt. Because we're fixing to be awesome for living life. And then I'm going to be writing my life story. And we're going to make our lives come true. And this is going to be like a fucking motherfucking fairy tale. And it's going to be so epic. And I'm so excited about life. And all of this happened in the last 48 hours since I went after trauma dumping for a year. Well, no. Okay, let's be real. After going through bad situations for 2 years, trauma dumping for almost 6 months. On message boards and everything else and working through my shit. Here's the deal, guys. You get to work through your shit. You work through your shit and then you're on the other side of your shit and your shit doesn't matter anymore because you flush it. That's the way it works. I mean, I'm just saying that's a really good analogy, even if it's not pretty. And neither is healing. But I'm so fucking healed right now. Like this woman has changed my life and I don't want to turn into like, you know, I feel like if I talk about it too much, I'm just going to like be making it seem like I've joined a cult and I haven't. I was just reminded who I was before any of this shit hit the fan. And sometimes that's what we need too. You know, have any of you ever been in those relationships where you're sitting there for so long? Like I'm fortunate. I didn't even have to suffer a year. I can't imagine spending like, I don't know, 17 years being married or 24 for that matter. Oh, wait, I can. But to suffocate yourself and sit in that way and keep trying to adjust and not knowing your worth, but not holding somebody accountable to being on your level. That is not who I am. And I forgot that's not who I am. So I remembered now. I'm fucking epic. Like, it's awesome. I'm sorry, chat. Everybody can think I have a huge head. My family's told me my whole life. But the last 2 years, that shit was deflated. All right? Let me tell you. That shit was deflated, all right?
Like an Airheads commercial?
Yeah, just like that. I'm really disappointed in myself not remembering the jingle from the 90s. Anyways. No, the coolest thing is being able to, like, I just keep growing. I keep doing it better. I keep getting better. And I keep, like, improving. And so here's the deal, though, on the real. I just feel like I just finally worked myself up to where I was before all the shit hit the fan. So now I got more growing to do because we can improve every day. I feel like I had a huge setback these last 2 years. I forgot who I was. Like, I forgot who the fuck I am. Like, I don't care what other people are doing in their life. I don't care. Because I was so focused on one person and whether or not what they thought of me and, like, they mattered, but they don't matter. That's the thing. So the beauty of it is realizing that, wait a minute. Why was I so hung up on it? It was like a flip. It just, how many times have I said in this fucking podcast that trauma is like flipping a switch? It is all about getting to that point where you understand what it is. And then it's like a light bulb goes off and you're completely, it's just night and day. Every single time I've had huge growth, is it not been like exactly that? I mean, the morning I woke up and was like, after I flipped the table and everything, and I had that huge meltdown the last time I actually talked, you know, we're not giving any more of that fucking attention. We're not talking about that. Anyways, so, because I just don't care anymore. But the whole thing being that I turned around and took a bath and I was like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. And then it hit me. And as soon as I had that epiphany about why I felt so indebted to people and was willing to like let them suck my soul dry, you know, I went into my fucking psychiatrist and I was like, here's what I figured out this morning. And he's like, did you have a therapy session? Did your therapist tell you? And I was like, no. I just had an epiphany in the bathtub. And he was like, oh my God. Nah. You know, like he just, no, because that's who I am. And sometimes that's what, but that's what you also need. Like, and sometimes guys, like, I'm going to say this too, just for the record, because if you are, like, if you turn around and you try therapy and it doesn't work for you, you're probably not with the right therapist. Okay? And there's a difference between therapy and psychiatry, all right? Like, and counseling. These are all different terms, different things, and whatnot, okay? But here's the real truth, and I'm going to just be, like, really blunt with you. Like, here's the deal. If you go into a therapist's office and it's not, you're uncomfortable, you don't feel right. Now, look, they're meant to make you uncomfortable, but it should be, as stupid as this sounds, uncomfortable on a comfortable level. Like, you should feel like somebody pushes you to want to be a better person, okay? But, like, I had this psychiatrist. I walked into his office. He was like, what the fuck? You have a God complex. What the hell is your problem? And I was like, oh my God, I'm offended. And then I was like, what do you mean? And then he was like, well, you just think that you can teach everybody to get through shit that you got through, but you think everybody's cut equal? They're not. It's not your job. You know what he said? He said, let them. That's what he said. Bruh. But anyways, wow. Oh my God, he did IG. Didn't he? That's exactly what he said. Well, holy fuck. I can't wait to read this. I cannot wait to read this chick's book. I'm so excited. It's going to be, I am going to have the biggest, she was like, I was 54 before I figured this shit out. I love her. She's amazing. She's going to change my life because she's me. I swear to God, it's like a multiverses. If there's ever a book signing, I'm going, and I don't want to sound like a stalker fan, but here's the deal, guys. Like, to remember for a hot second, wait a minute. You know who the only person that you're ever going to, what have I taught you children your whole life? The only person you can count on is whom?
Yourself.
But did I live my life that way? Did I live my life that way?
Yeah.
Did I though, IG? If the only person I can count on, why was I so drawn to my relationship with your father or my relationship with Xavier or my relationship with your aunt? Why, if the only person that you can count on is yourself until the end of the day, why was I so dead set on making sure they were okay? I didn't. Because I didn't. I taught you one thing and I did another, but I also taught you not to do what I say and say, or not to do what I say and not what I do. Isn't that the other thing I said all the time?
Yep.
But no, IG, I gave you really good advice and didn't follow it myself.
That's what you typically do.
I know. I do. You're absolutely right. And I'm a pain in your ass, but I don't have to be forever because that's the power of accountability and making choices to be different. So I'm going to be better until I go senile and start biting people in nursing homes. You might be safe now.
Well.
Oh, like I'm going to go to a nursing home. My kids love me way too much. You know, you can fake all you want to fake. You don't fake that, do you? Do you? You know what? We went through some hell this year. We all have some growing to do. It's been hard. But you know what? You, me, BK, Parker, and LP, we're fucking family, man. That's the definition I wanted you kids to learn. What all of us have done in this last year, because I was scary. I was out of my fucking mind. And it scared the other 3 children, and you stepped up. And I'm sorry that was on your shoulders, but I'm so fucking proud of you for being able to do it. You are fucking kick-ass, all right? And they may have some things to fucking have to learn, but before this, remember that Logan was so used to having his life so babied that we were worried that God was just going to literally strike me dead like Zeus. Because I had to learn that way, so if he didn't get his shit together, I was going to die. And I guess in a lot of ways, you know what? I kind of did. I kind of did, because a piece of me is completely gone. But it's okay. Out with the old. In with the good. I can't wait to go get my new tattoo, chat, for my birthday. I am getting a tattoo that says "Let Them," and I'm going to design it myself. And all I know is that it is going to be a cross. It is going to go on my wrist. It is going to have angel wings. It is going to have rose thorn. And it is going to say in the middle of it, "Let them. Let them forever. Let them. Let them do their thing. But let me, because I'm going to go live my life and be so fucking incredibly happy and free. And have an experience that nobody will ever be able to emulate, because the people that have afflicted me are living lies and secrecy and think they have something to prove. They're not living in a genuine state of, oh my God, appreciation, where you get to actually accept that shit into your heart. And they'll never know it, because you can't fake that. And I get to let that shit into my heart and my soul and my spirit. And they won't even be capable, because they're too busy trying to prove that they have something to prove. And I have nothing to prove. I'm a mess. I'm a hot mess most days. But I'm a mess. And you know what? I think most people are. But I don't need to put on a show. And I don't need to tell fake stories. My real ones are what I care about. The real stories. The ones that are going to teach people that we can get through the shit that we need to get through. That it is hard. That I'm not trying to say, oh, you know, but look at the good side. And God doesn't give you more than you can. Fuck that bullshit. Fuck that shit. But I have come to the conclusion that God might have to pile some extra fucking shit onto the extra special people of the world, because babies can't handle it. If you've gone through some shit and you've survived, it's because you can be better. And I'm not saying that it justifies what anybody goes through, or the abuse that goes on in the world, or the trauma that creeps up, or the natural tragedies. I'm not saying any of that. But what I'm saying is, do you know this little girl who rewrote the song Hallelujah from Camp Mystic as a survivor? I was so focused when that whole flood thing went down about the fact that there was going to be so much trauma and so much sadness afterwards that I never thought about the fact that some of that sadness, some of that trauma is going to push extra special people to become beacons in the world that are going to guide people to a happier existence. They're going to show them that you can survive. And sometimes people just need to see that. Sometimes they just need to know that it's possible because it feels impossible. It feels impossible to survive depression. It feels impossible to survive abuse. It feels impossible to survive traumatic events. But then we do. And what we do with it afterwards is all that matters. And I don't want to be stuck in a space of sadness where I am repeatedly trying to live inside a bubble that is controlled. I want to be the person that shows everybody, no matter what that obstacle is, could be, that's all I've ever wanted. It's all I've ever wanted. How could I do that if I didn't meet these obstacles? If I didn't have childhood trauma, if I didn't have a physically abusive father, if I didn't have my mom die when I was young, if I didn't have this most recent relationship that I've had, you think you know things, but you don't until you live that shit. And if I truly want to help people, and that's been my lifelong goal, then I needed to live it. Because I can survive it. And I've proven it. And now I can be somebody that helps others do the same, because hasn't that been everything I've ever worked for my whole life? But you can't do it if you don't. And even when you walk a mile in somebody's shoes, I'm not presumptuous enough to think that their shoes will fit me. I am compassionate and loving enough to know that their unique experience is their own. But I can still lead by example. I can still learn so I have knowledge. I can still do things to help the whole entire world and not have to fake happiness or unity, because I'm okay being alone. Nobody's got something more than me because they are able to have family time. Okay, I do too. I do too. It's cool. Good. Your idea is different than mine. Let them have a different idea. I don't care. But what I do care about is the fact that I would never want a human soul to spend a day feeling as darkly as I have for these last years. I might have acted batshit crazy, but my heart is in the right place. I don't do things out of spite, no matter what people might think. And that's what kills them. That's why I'm too nice. That's why I won't write siren stories until I know I can do it without anger in my heart. Because it deserves a fair story. Because everything does. And if I'm not emotionally regulated enough to do it, I'm a big girl enough to know that. I'm also a big enough person. And that's what drives people crazy. Because they're not good enough for me most time. When somebody looks at me and says, I'm not good enough for you, it's because they aren't. Not because they think I'm so great, which I used to think. No, it's because they're not. Because the people who aren't going to come at me with that bullshit and that fucking sob story and say they're not good enough for me. They're going to be good enough. Because they're already going to be on my level. It's just that simple. Like, it doesn't even matter. And this is like, there are people that are stuck in rumination for 30, 40 years. They're not living their life because somebody has hurt them so deeply that they can't move on. I want to be the example of how you do that. And I want to help those that can help themselves. I can't help you. I can't come save you. Nobody's going to save you, chat. Nobody is going to fucking save you. Save your damn self. You got to use Google. You got to find the right resources. You got to turn around and want a better existence. That's what you need to do. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I've always done, actually. And I let some little fucking peon-ass fucking little hiccup in the road who needed to get his jollies off fucking tank me. Fuck that shit. Nah, listen. That is not what the Siren Squad is going to be about. Siren Squad is going to be about empowerment. Understanding that you can take back yourself. Let them be the cheaters. Let them be the liars. Let them be the ones that got to paint your name all like fucking whatever. Let them. And let you be you. That is what Mel Robbins is all about. You guys got to really, like, this is why I swear to God, it's not a cult. It's it's her theory. It's called let them, let me. Let them live their thing. Let them do their thing. I don't care anymore because I'm going to let me be my best self. I'm going to let me achieve the goals that I need to do. And I'm going to let me be me. And you know what? I'm too much for 90% of the population. And that's perfectly fine too. Let them judge me when I go to the store in my pajamas and a hoodie in 91 degrees because I don't want to put on a bra. Let them. Let them judge me when I'm fucking clearly so hungover that the lady wants to offer me extra gummies at my favorite stop. Let them do whatever they need to do. That one's a good one. I'll take that as a perk. But my point is that I spent way too much time giving a fuck what other people fucking think or feel or maybe even what they meant to me. And I use that in the past tense because, you know, one thing she talks about, I can't still help it, but she talks about how when you know you're like not with your person, like you realize that you've like done this thing and like how much happier it is even if your person needs to be alone. I think a lot of people fear being alone. I know I did. And I thought breaking my codependency was the biggest thing. No. Here's the deal, guys. The learning to love yourself is really hard. Especially when you have special people who tell you they love you in your life and then also counter it with all the reasons why you suck. That's a special thing to get over. You should see my last podcast if you want to know more about that because that's called emotional abuse. Anyhow, though, my point in it all being that you just have to... What just happened? Did she...
The fuck was that?
Who was it? It was a crypto?
Oh.
I thought it was a cat. Well, Gunner's not happy about it. No, he thinks he did something wrong. He's like... it sounded like somebody got a tail in the door.
That is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for chicken.
Yeah, we gotta go make it now. I'm gonna end stream here in a minute. I just needed to, no, and I'm gonna leave this one on Twitch because here's the deal, guys. Okay, so we got a lot of shit going on. This new funding, we got business to run. Okay, so but here's the deal. So I'm only gonna guarantee weekly, like I'm gonna plan a weekly podcast that will go up on YouTube. So guaranteed. But if I want to talk, I'm coming over here to the Twitch clan because the Siren Squad on Twitch. That's where my trauma dumping has been. That's where everybody, like, if I want to just talk, it'll be only on Twitch. If I am planning a podcast, I will podcast on Twitch. They will be the first people who get it. I will re-upload as I have been to Facebook and YouTube. That'll be the way that goes. As far as videos go, you guys are not going to get live streams. So Twitchers, listen, is that a word? Is that a thing they say? Because that sounds kind of not right.
I don't think
Anyways.
So.
Yeah. So listen though. All right, Twitch people. If you want to, that's so funny. I'm gonna die. But the real life stuff is going to be edited content over on YouTube. It's just the way it is. It's Andros Bar. You guys can find all of it. You can figure it out. But the podcast will always be first and foremost over here on Twitch. And I will repost the weekly schedule to YouTube and Facebook, but there might be special until we get the stage set up with Fourth Wall at some point, because I don't even care about getting to subscribers on Twitch, but at some point the podcast, if it reaches enough followers, will be switched over to Fourth Wall Discord exclusive memberships, and then you'll buy a membership and you'll be able to hear the podcast anytime. Anytime I want to go live, I will literally just be popping into Discord talking to everybody. And that's the plan. But in the meantime, I had to slow down because I can't podcast every day and sit at my computer for an hour or 30 minutes every day if I'm going to go live life. And guess what I am so going to do, chat? Because I have to come up. So we got, remember, you guys got 3 slots to fill at the minimum of possible things you might want to see. And it can be, because IG and I are going to cross use our content, but the whole point of Gulf Coast Healing is to get out and live a life that I haven't been able to because I've been a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. And so the whole premise is going to be to go and live it. And I can't wait to see what kind of instructor I get for kiteboarding. All right, chat. With that, I'm going to tell you as I always do. You take care of yourselves and each other, and we're going to see you soon.
Bye-bye, chat.